How to stop seeing visions. I'll try to be quick with this, but basically I work in a residential building as a security guard. I normally work night shifts 12 a.m. till 8 a.m. Usually things are pretty alright and quiet. There are certain times when I occasionally have to phone 911 because of an incident in the building amongst tenants, but everybody is either sleeping or somewhere quiet getting high. Point is, I'm lucky I don't have to deal with much. Today a tenant that I usually see sitting around outside during the late hours of the night came up to me in my security booth to ask me a question. She asked me if I was Christian. I told her I was Catholic, but it's pretty much the same thing, and she began to tell me some things that's been happening to her. She told me that every night between 3 and 4 a.m. she's been seeing images of Satan and mentions how the temperature drops in her apartment and it feels as if something is trying to touch her. I think it's only fair to mention that the building I work at offers special housing to individuals who specifically are dealing with alcohol or drug addiction and even those with mental health issues. Not all tenants who reside here fall in that category, but I'd say a good majority who live here are a part of this special housing I mentioned. I have a list of each individual and a picture to match with their apartment number at the front desk. If anything happens involving one of those people, I make a special report and let their caseworker know what's going on with their client. So, this woman is not on that list. With a lack of a better word, she's one of the normal tenants, and she mentions that this has been going on for a couple of weeks. That checks out because I notice her outside almost every time on the cameras. She seems to have a specific way that she styles her hair, so she's easy to spot. I don't know what to say to her, so I just listen, and she mentions that whenever she stays with friends and family or spends the night out of town, she never goes through this. She says she has to bring a wooden cane with when she steps out of her at night because sadly the neighborhood is pretty shitty and men harass her, yet she rather than stay in her apartment. She suspects that someone in the building might be indulging in black magic, maybe even witchcraft, or for whatever reason she's just being spiritually attacked. Tonight she says she was trying to read her Bible in an attempt to calm her and maybe get some good energy flowing, but the images she was seeing of the devil were getting more intense. So from what I gathered from talking to her is that she seems like a very spiritually in tuned person. More importantly, at least from just engaging in conversation with her, she seems like she's just like anybody else, a normal person. She doesn't seem like she's at all crazy. Overall, I don't see why someone would come up to building security guard and just lie about everything that was said. All that being said, is there anything she can do to maybe stop all this from happening? Or has anyone had an experience similar to hers? I'd really like to help her in any way I can. It breaks my heart to find out that the women I see sitting outside for at least an hour and some change every night is reading the Bible to make themselves feel better and work up the courage to go back into their own apartment. Or is this just simply a person who's off their meds and just making it all up? I'm not exactly the biggest believer in these things, but she seemed genuinely stressed out about the whole thing. Any advice or information would help. I'm genuinely curious to hear if anybody has any experience with this.